Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Just to let you know, 2 more days until you have to finally submit your remix contest entries. Just 2 more days. If you miss that, there's no alternative, there's no chance to submit your song and me actually listening to it and considering it for the first, second or third place. So make sure to finish it, to submit it. The link is down below in the description if you want to check out everyone else's remix. Also, same link. I'm unfortunately still sick, so I can't really work on music. I will today stick to preparing a mixtape. I haven't done a mixtape in a while, and it's something really crucial when you're a producer or a DJ and you want to DJ. You need to have a mixtape ready at all times. Something that gives club promoters an impression on what you would DJ and what your style is like, so that they can listen to it and think about like putting you on stage. In my opinion, there is an entire art form of actually making a mixtape. There are a couple of technical things you need to check and make sure so that it actually works and doesn't sound like shit. And also stylistically, which kind of songs you choose. Very, very important. We will go through all of that today.
It will always be only you and I.
The first way would be the classic one. You just get 2 CDJs or 2, Denon Prime media players or vinyl, whatever you prefer, a tractor, and just do it in a live mix. You just attach your computer to the back of the mixer with change outs and like an in into your computer or sound card and just record whatever you do live. This is by far the best way. The only downside, if you screw up, you have to go back and re-record it and then cut it again to make it sound seamless. If you can, just record it in one go, because actually when you're supposed to DJ somewhere, you also have to do it in one go. There is no redoing. I mean, yes, if you screw up once, then just fix it before you spend so much time re-recording everything. But make sure that you're able to actually DJ for 2-3 hours without any major hiccups, because otherwise you're standing there on the stage, you got the gig because you made an amazing mixtape and then you can't deliver. It's probably the most embarrassing ever, and if that happens once, you will never ever DJ again at that place. There is no second chance. This is just not happening, so make sure that you know what you're doing. The second option would be to just do it in your computer with a DAW, with a digital audio workstation. I use Logic, which is really not good for making mixtapes. I would always go to Ableton to actually do it. You just drag all of the songs into your sequencer, into your arrangement view, get them in order, make sure they all have the same tempo, and then you just overlap those songs and make sure to fade them in and out with volume or with a filter or a reverb or whatever you feel like using between 2 songs. The number one most important is definitely getting them to the same tempo, otherwise it just won't work. Then you overlap the kicks and the snares to make it sound seamless. It's basically beat matching within the computer. Make sure that you get the phrases right, so every 8, 16 bars, 32 bars, something new is being introduced into a song or taken away. For example, if you mix the outro of one song 16 bars with the intro of another song 16 bars, they will go together seamless. You won't even have to do a whole lot, because the songs are already made that way, that something is happening. For example, in a techno song, and the intro is 16 bars, maybe just the kick, and then it's kick snare, and then kick snare off hi-hat, and this way the song's building up, and you can use that to your advantage. You actually should use that to your advantage, otherwise your mixes will sound really bad. Then depending on the style of music that you play, there are certain things you have to be extra careful. For example, if you make a hip-hop mixtape, it's all about like scratching in beat with the song that is playing out and then letting it go and beat match it with the previous song and do the transitions really fast, and then maybe scratch the one that isn't playing anymore that much out of the song. So scratching is really how to basically show off that you can actually do something and be able to play somewhere. For techno, deep house, progressive house, it's more about long, seamless transitions that are like a minute, maybe even longer than a minute, and make sure that no one actually notices that you changed the song. For big room, future bass, future house, like the more newer kinds of electronic music that are usually also shorter tracks, it's more about a mashup. You try live to create kind of new tracks and you do really fast transitions, you just cut it, sometimes just effects and then a cut, beat matching, maybe just half of the time. Here it's really important to know your songs, because you might just cut a song and the other one doesn't really start. The phrase mixing is very important in all kinds of styles. And melodic mixing, you should also consider that, especially if the transitions are really short and a bass might overlap the chords of another song. It just sounds a million times better if they are in the same key or in the parallel key or in the key next to it, to actually make it sound like one song and not have the melodies clash. And then the last thing you need to check are actually the songs, choosing the right songs and putting them into the right order. Of course, you won't start with your biggest banger, you start out really soft and smooth for your kind of style. So maybe collect 30-40 tracks, listen to them, put them into an order so that your mixtape is slowly evolving and getting usually harder. That's usually the aim. You start soft for your style of music and then work your way up to like the peak time. And this should be usually 2/3 long, up to the point where you have the main peak, and then 1/3 just where it fades out again. Just like to have it interesting like a movie. Like it needs some time to build up. You got your peak 2/3 in, and then 1/3 the end a little bit faster. That's usually how you should do it, at least for a mixtape that is around an hour long. If it's like 3-4 hours, you might have to build in a couple of peaks to just keep it interesting for the entire duration. My biggest problem for today is definitely the song selection. I haven't done a mixtape in such a long while. The last one that I did was like purely deep house. This one, the new one, will also mainly still be deep house, because that's what I'm doing, like vocal influence deep house. But I might switch it up, you will see. I might need like 2-3 more days to finish it, and then I will upload it to SoundCloud so that everyone can listen to. The last time where I DJ'd here in my hometown, it was more like a techno club. I don't want to do that anymore. I still enjoy techno and I still enjoy playing it, but it doesn't really fit to the music that I produce. So I need to make sure that both of these kind of fit together and make kind of sense this way. It's way more likely to get bookings than producing pop music and DJing techno. This just doesn't work that well. So that's basically the art of making a mixtape in a nutshell. If you have any other suggestions what you should do and shouldn't do, just leave it down below in the comments. I will now just pick a couple of songs, put them in order and start mixing them, then listen to the entire mix, make sure that I actually like it before releasing it. And also don't forget that there's still the fun remix competition thing. Just check out yesterday's video if you're interested. You can win one of these field recorders. This one is for the winner, so just submit your stuff. We'll do all of that tomorrow with the entire team. This will be fun. So see you, sign out.